Welcome to the Chuck Clark Coach Show here on the BCHS Bear Network. I'm your host, Gary Ownbey, talking with Coach Clark today. And they're siblings, and Coach, we'll let you make the introductions for who you brought with you today.
Well, first we'll go with Nick Guerin. He's a senior for us, one of our leaders on the golf team, and then his baby sister, we'll put it like that.
Baby
Addie, baby
who
Addie.
also plays a little basketball, don't you, Addie?
Yeah.
Nick, you do sports here at Brandon besides play golf?
Just golf.
Just golf
Yep.
there? Well, how long have you been playing golf? When did you start?
I started playing competitively in grade, so this will be my 5th year.
Where'd you play middle school at?
Lake Forest.
Lake Forest. Addie, how long have you been playing golf?
I started my 7th grade year, so 3 years.
What got you interested in golf, Addie?
Well.
Your brother do that, or?
Yeah. And COVID, I really didn't have anything to do, so I saw him hit, so I just decided to play.
Nick, where's your favorite place to play? I mean, I know you have a home course, but
Yeah, well, it's got to be the country club. I mean, I know it the best, and I'm a member there. And
shoot your best.
Yeah, and so that's where
What's
I
the
play.
What's the best course you've ever played on, as far as beauty and all the good stuff that goes with that kind of thing?
Well,
Played the Masters?
I've not played there. Windstone that we played recently, that was a nice course. That'd be up there. But then Nonsuch River in Maine.
Up in Maine?
Yeah, up in Maine.
What city in Maine?
Portland.
Okay,
Yeah.
Been there. Nice little place there.
Yeah.
Addie, same question to you. Where do you like to play?
The country.
Club. And if you two fight against each other on the golf course, does little sister win over big brother, or?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, if he's having a bad day and you're having a good day.
Yeah.
What's your best score, if you can recall?
Somewhere around 80, probably.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
not bad.
No.
Well, you got a lot of stuff going on right now. Chuck, bring us up to date since we had our last show. What's been going on with the golf team? What's coming up for the golf team?
Let's see. Well, we've had some peaks, and we had a few valleys. That we had won a couple of matches. We turned around and lost one the other day. That was a tough one, but it was something that was new to the players, and we got with Cleveland and had a little match play, just like you'd see on the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
And so they bettered us a little bit, but I think the kids had fun doing it. I like playing match play, and you're just going up against that person. So, and if you have a really bad hole, which can push your score up, and when you're playing just regular, you just throw that out the window because you lost the hole, and now you got 8 other holes that you got to worry about.
It's just 1 point. You're concerned with.
Absolutely. So I think that they had some fun doing it because it was different and it was kind of new. I don't think a whole lot of our guys had done that before, so that was fun. So, but really, you're preparing yourself for what we're going to be playing tomorrow in the Chattanooga City Prep. So it's a pretty big tournament. It'll have 16, 18 teams from around the area with
Wow.
and plus individual players who will all go to their Bear Trace, and we'll start teeing off about 9 o'clock, and we'll keep going until 2 o'clock.
Is Bear Trace a tough, as they say? I mean, is it laid out?
It is. I mean, it's got some holes that's wide open, and then it's got some holes that are tight, and they can make it a long course. So, and I'm sure that they will. They'll toughen it up as best they can. And I think our guys have played on there before. At least I know Nick has, and I think Addie's probably been there once or twice and played some. But we went there and played there last year against Doodlewall in a couple of 9-hole times. But it'll be a challenge for our guys.
Well, it's a tournament with a lot of teams there. Nick, what are you strongest at? Driving the ball, putting the ball, chipping the ball, or?
Well, it changes quite a bit, but right now I'd say my irons probably.
So sometimes you get in the groove with the irons or whatever.
Yeah.
Stick you're using there, and sometimes they go cold on you and you have to?
Well, they're pretty. Now they're better than usual.
How about you, Eddie?
I'd say my driving, like distance-wise.
You can get on out there then, huh?
Yeah.
Now, do you get to shoot off the women's tees
Yeah.
when you're playing? Coach, what do you expect out of the tournament there? I know you've had some really big name winners that played that and won that in the past. And
that's what we were kind of glancing at it, and you know, there's a number of names that people, if they watch the PGA Tour, would recognize. Would be Harris English and Keith Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Both played at Baylor, for which that's, you know, and Harris English had a really good Ryder Cup this past year. But it's like in '99 when Brandon Sism, one of our BCHS players, he turned around and won it. I had him out at Truett, which is Lake Forest now. He was my #1 golfer back then.
So you get to take credit for him winning that then?
Absolutely. I was one. No.
Well, for you, he wouldn't have won that, would he?
Well, you know, maybe I had
In spite of you?
very, very small piece, very, very, very small. But you know, we've had a couple of ladies who won it. Cindy Cook in '95, and then Amy Waters in '90. So, you know, we've had our share of people who won this thing. So I'm looking forward to the challenge that these guys have in front of them. You know, and I think that we'll have some people who will knock on the door a little bit, but
You never know.
you really don't.
When does that take place now?
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And so we will tee it off. I think our first tee time's at 9:20, and Jonas will tee us off, and then Caden's right after him, and then Nick actually tees off at 10?
Yeah.
I believe, and then the ladies will follow up after lunch.
Does everyone tee off on hole 1?
They just take everything straight off of hole 1. So
Okay.
that way it's fair for everybody. It's just like a big time tournament.
It's not match play, it's stroke play.
Stroke play, yes. And so they'll go. There is no picking up after a triple bogey like we do sometimes. It's you play your ball out, and how many times it takes you to get it in that little hole, and you put that score down.
Wow.
So it'll be interesting.
What do you have coming up after that? I know this is tomorrow. The season's getting close to the end, isn't it?
It really is. We've got a match set up with our JVers, and we play them at the Country Club with Cleveland and Walker Valley, and then we'll turn around. We'll have a practice round at Dayton Country Club, and then we'll turn around and have our senior night with at the Country Club again. We do this with Cleveland and Walker Valley. Get all of our seniors together.
Oh, okay.
And recognize them. And so it's a good thing that we all can come together and recognize the seniors from the 3 schools there at the golf course.
Well, you mentioned you're going to have a practice round at Ray County because that's where the district tournament will be held, isn't it?
Yes. So we'll do that next week, Monday or Tuesday, and we'll go over and see what we can do. We didn't fare too well. We actually, the guys haven't seen the back 9 of that course, and it cost us some strokes. And so we're going to go back and we're going to play it again and see if that can help us out and prepare us for that next Monday of the district tournament.
And the format of the district tournament will be what? So who will advance from the district tournament? Is it team competition as well?
It is a team competition, and they'll take. Let's say this is where we were talking about because they changed a few things up. I thought. He and I were talking to the Cleveland coach, and we wasn't sure whether it's first 2 teams, first 3 teams go from region. I think it's the top 3 teams go from our district and play in the region tournament, and then they'll take the next 4 players
that are not on one of those teams.
That are not on one of those teams that will go to the region as individuals. So I mean, if you're in the top 3. That's still a question mark. We wasn't sure if it's 2 or 3, so we're going to find that out. and we'll get together and see what all it says.
Where will the region be held at? What course?
Region will be held again at Harrison Bay, so that's why we've got our top people going. Our full team is actually going to the tournament. It is an individual, but it is a team event, so if you have to score to get the invite. And so the 5 players that I put up had their average scores were invited, and as a team we are going.
That ought to be a lot of fun there.
It'll be a really long day for us. Yes, it will be fun to go out there and watch those guys. And it'll be more fun for us because we will be able to spend more time watching them play. And then because normally we have a shotgun start and it's running around, it's cat chasing its tail. Sometimes, trying to make sure everybody's got their water, everybody's hydrated, and that we, with the heat and all, we have to worry about that sometimes. So.
Maybe. Did y'all play yesterday in the rain?
No.
No, you didn't.
No.
Okay.
We've seen a lot of wet weather in district and region time in the last few years, so.
Does that soften the course up for you when you're playing out there? Players?
Yeah, you can sometimes lose a ball, so in the fairway.
In the fairway,
yeah. I mean it can. Let's see, what Shadow Valley last had some people lost balls in fairway.
Yeah, just completely plugged.
Nick, you gonna try playing college?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Where do you want to go to school? Do you know yet? Or?
Well, I like UTK.
What would you like to study?
Engineering.
Engineering.
Yep.
And what type of engineering?
I'm not sure about that. Probably something civil, structural.
Okay. Well, that's a good future in that.
Yeah.
Hey, you got 4 more years of high school, so
Yeah.
3 more years now, I guess. But you're a long way from that. But we want to have you good luck, you and the team representing the B, as we say, having a good round down there. In district tournament coming up too, and thank you for.
Well, one thing about these guys here, they've got family members who have came before them that you probably went to school with. You probably remember Dennis.
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Little Kyle and Jeff that I played ball with.
Yeah.
And so.
I asked earlier, but I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Dennis is our grandfather. So.
Okay. So they're true black and gold people.
Oh, it runs in their blood. That's what we're proud about, that we can keep having people come that are following their
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always good.
moms, dads, grandfathers, great grandparents, and all of that. So it's really neat that, and you got to recognize those folks.
Oh yeah, it means a lot to them,
Oh, it means a lot to us at the school.
Yeah.
When we have that, and so they're just carrying on another step of their, I guess, ancestry here at Bradley Central. And so we're right, I'm proud of that.
Bradley
I'm proud
DNA.
of them, yeah. It is the Bradley DNA.
Yeah.
And
We've
so,
talked about that many a time.
yes, we have, and it's special, and they're special, and I'm proud of these 2 right here. They'll go far in life. The character that they've already exhibited so far, and I'll be anxious to see what I'm sure Nick will go along his doing that. He gets that opportunity.
Well, very, very good. Again, I'd like to thank you all for being here, Addie, Nick, and Chuck. It's been a good show. We'll try to do another one here before the season gets wrapped up and all that,
Sounds great.
and see what happens then.
All right.
We'll sign off for now on the BCHS Bear Network. I've been your host, Gary Ownbey. Until next time, we'll say God bless and go Bears and Bear Heads.